You cannot walk into alignment while carrying yesterday's guilt.
Before you can move forward, before you rebuild, before you align with your next season, there is actually something that you must do. You must forgive yourself. Not them, yourself. You forgive yourself for not seeing it sooner. You forgive yourself for staying longer than you should have. You forgive yourself for explaining yourself too much. You forgive yourself for believing the words. You forgive yourself for ignoring your intuition. And I need you to understand something very clearly. Self-forgiveness is not denial. It is not pretending nothing happened. It is a release of self-condemnation. Many of you left the relationship, but you did not leave the guilt. You left the chaos, but you did not leave the self-blame. You replay. In your head, you replay. What was I thinking? How did I not see it? Why did I stay? Every time you replay it, you repunish yourself. But here's the truth. You made decisions based on the information you had at the time. That is not stupidity. That is humanity. If you remember nothing else, you have to remember that you were operating from trust, not weakness.
Self-forgiveness is not weakness, it is release.
Now, let's go deeper. Alignment is not about perfection. It is about integrity. When you refuse to forgive yourself, you split your identity. One part of you wants growth. The other part is still on trial. You cannot build a future while prosecuting your past self. And here is the deeper reason self-forgiveness matters. Because guilt keeps you energetically tied to what you say you've left. If you're still punishing yourself, the trauma bond still has a thread. Self-forgiveness severs that thread. This is why the movement exists. Not to create dependency, not to create outrage, not to create enemies, but to create clarity so people can stop punishing themselves. The Church of Real Talk, the Now movement, it exists because too many people were stuck between insight and release. Insight without forgiveness becomes bitterness. Forgiveness without insight becomes negativity. Alignment requires both. You cannot align with your purpose while holding your former self hostage.
Clarity creates space. Structure builds strength.
Now this is important. Forgiving yourself does not mean you avoid responsibility. It means you take responsibility from a place of maturity, not shame. You forgive yourself, then you learn. You forgive yourself, then you refine your discernment. You forgive yourself, then you build structure. This is why structure matters. This is why boundaries matter. This is why intentional community matters. Because self-forgiveness creates space. Structure, it fills it with wisdom. You are not meant to stay in the how did I miss it phase forever. You are meant to evolve into the I will never abandon myself again phase. And that is alignment. not revenge, not proving anything, not fixing the past. It is becoming someone who trusts themselves again. The movement exists because clarity should lead to construction. And construction requires people who are no longer ashamed of their story. If you remember nothing else from this Sunday alignment, if you remember nothing else from this Sunday alignment, forgive yourself. You were learning. Now you're building. Release the guilt. Keep the wisdom. Walk forward. And most importantly, stay powerful.
Forgive yourself and walk forward whole. This is clarity in motion.